Hello, dads. Listen, it is almost Mother's Day, so you need to get on the
church where the people come to pray.
Higher ground.
The place where your life's gonna change.
Higher ground.
On a mission to get the world saved. Higher and higher. Higher and higher. Higher and higher. Higher ground. Higher ground. Yeah. Higher and higher. Higher and higher. Higher and higher. Higher ground. It's the church where the people come to pray.
Higher ground.
The place where your life's gonna change.
Higher ground.
On a mission to get the world saved.
Higher, higher,
Higher ground.
higher,
Higher ground.
higher,
Higher ground. Got your miracle. Yeah.
higher, higher, higher,
Tell your friends.
higher.
Hello, husbands. Hello, dads. Listen, it is almost Mother's Day, so you need to get on the stick and make sure her day is perfect.
All right, now you're just talking down to the dads. We know it's a very special day.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you?
We do.
If I had a dime for every one of my special days you forgot, I would wake up, maybe the kids would make me breakfast, no? Maybe I would get a card that said something like, forget your special day? No way.
All right, here we go.
Or maybe a song.
You want me to round up the kids and write you up a little ditty?
Well, I know for a fact that Rose Rosenkrantz every year gets a special song from her little babushkas.
All right, Rose writes those songs for her little babushkas. They have no say-so in the matter.
It doesn't matter. It's still a song. Ladies, wouldn't you love a special song?
All right, ladies, how about we take the kids to Target, we buy you some cards and some flowers. I'll even take you to Taco Tico for dinner. Won't that suffice?
I dreamed a dream of Mother's Day when hopes were high and my kids were more than willing.
You're seriously going to rewrite the words to Les Mis?
I dreamed my husband would fight for me. I dreamed that God would then forgive him.
That doesn't even rhyme.
It's my song.
All right. Dads, kids out there, this is your reminder to go out there and figure out how you can make Mother's Day a very special day for that beautiful lady in your life.
Bring me flowers, bring me candy.
Enough with the songs.
Say that you'll always love me and you'll never let me go.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh, that's a song.
All right, I'm out of here.
And Jesus, take the wheel.
At this moment in time, you want to take a few moments to give your tithes and offerings. You can go right there in the link on the feed and click that link right there in your feed right there. It'll take you on over to where we had to give, or you can go right over to our website. You can give there on online giving, or you can mail your tithes and offerings in. They have the address on the screen. Several different ways you can give. Hey, we want to thank you guys so much for your support and giving, and God's tremendously going to bless you guys for that. Thank you so much for taking care of the church that you belong to and that you're a part of.
Yourself going like this is not good for you. I'm going down to the garage and start that car and get out of here. Sandra, be careful with that lad and you set the house on fire. Oh, I will? That'll be fine. That'll settle everything. Ah! You burned me! You burned me!
She left me a voicemail a long ago back.
Hey everybody, it's your boy comedian Wild Alice in Water God Comedy. Listen, all across America, people are confused of what President Trump said the other day when he said about injections and Lysol and cleaning. Listen, I understood what he said. He called me. He said, Rod, get the Darnell Trump choir together. Explain it to the people the way they can understand it. So I got the Darnell Trump mass choir, and we're going to show you in simple words what the president was trying to say. Let me get the choir. Say it, choir. Clean inside, come on. Clean inside, come on. Ow. Clean inside. Ow. Say it, Hezekiah.
So many times I've cried, y'all, and wonder what I do. Tell me what would y'all do if your kids got bugging you? You see, I'm about to lose my mind if they call me one more time. Don't you call me, tell me about me one more time. You see, Corona got us locked down, and we can't go nowhere. Just staring out our windows when all we want is some fresh air. You see, I'm about to lose my mind if they say my name one more time. Don't you call me, tell me about me one more time. Oh, get out my face. What is it that you want now? Oh, you want some place. Find a book or go lay down. Where is my mace? Your eyes are about to burn. Don't you call me, tell me about me one more again. Oh, so many times I felt like choking them out, y'all. I felt like crying, but I don't wanna go to jail. Like to waste some time. Don't you call me, tell me about me one more again. Boy, you got one more. Come up in my face. One more. And tell me that you're hungry. One more. Tell me that you're thirsty. One more. Say that you're bored. One more. One more. One more. You better get off my face. One more. Before I smack you out. One more. Where is your mother? One more. Where is your brother? One more. Get out my face. One more. Please give me some time. One more. Help me, Jesus. One more. I'ma tell you one more time. One more. Before I kick you in the throat. One more. I'm not playing. I'm gonna punch you in the doggone throat. Get out of my face. One more. We're gonna hide Jesus. One more. Get out of my face. One more. I don't like y'all. One more. I hate it here.
Here's the ACI Hangouts for the week.
At this moment in time, you want to take a few moments to give your tithes and offerings. You can go right there in the link on the feed and click that link right there in your feed right there. It'll take you on over to where we had to give, or you can go right over to our website. You can give there on online giving, or you can mail your tithes and offerings in. They have the address on the screen. Several different ways you can give. Hey, we want to thank you guys so much for your support and giving, and God's tremendously going to bless you guys for that. Thank you so much for taking care of the church that you belong to and that you're a part of.
Hey everyone. Hey, listen, right before Pastor Stephen gets up and give the word, I want to go ahead and prepare ourselves so we can go ahead and give at this time. Guys, hey, thank you guys for joining in and for tuning in tonight to our Higher Ground online Bible study tonight. Pastor Stephen and I, we appreciate you all for signing in tonight. Well, this is a surprise probably because you normally have Pastor Stephen teaching on Wednesday. But tonight I'm going to be starting a series with you guys about this thing that I want to talk to you about. It has impacted my life, and I'm pretty sure it's going to impact your life as well. So we're going to go ahead and pray. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Father, we thank you for this day, for truly this is the day that you have made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Father, we thank you for an opportunity that you have allowed for us to come together just to sit around your word so that we'll become better individuals. We'll become better believers as a result of it. Father, I declare that you will cause our eyes to be open to see, cause our ears to be open to hear, and cause our hearts to be open to receive what you would have for us to receive tonight. Father, I declare that we will be people that will not just be hearers of your word, but we will be people who will be doers of your word. And you say as a result of it, we will be blessed in our deeds. So Father, I declare that all the people under the sound of my voice shall experience your blessing tonight. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. Well, again, thank you all for joining us tonight. And I'm so excited to be with you all tonight and to share this word with you all that I believe that God will have for me to share with you all. And not just for tonight, but really over the next couple of Wednesdays. So I pray that you will stay connected, stay joined in with us tonight. Well, you guys know it's no stranger to none of us, but you guys know that we have been in this pandemic for quite some time now. And since we all have been in this pandemic and this situation with the COVID-19, there's a lot of negative behavior, negative mood that has been really impacting all four corners of the earth because how this pandemic has been affecting us. And, as a matter of fact, Pastor Stephen and I, we were just talking, I believe maybe a couple of nights ago, where we read how this female, an ER doctor, had just committed suicide as a result of the pandemic. Her working in the ER, been seeing a lot of things and experiencing a lot of things, and wound up taking her life as a result of this whole situation that's going on in our country. But not only that, they said that suicidal rates are really at an all-time high because of this pandemic. So, you can just imagine with the economy, with people losing their jobs, with people losing their loved ones, unemployment is at an all-time high. Just a lot of negative things has been happening in our world and just in all four corners of the earth. And it's really been impacting individuals. It's been impacted their behavior. It's been impacted their moods, just impacting us all in so many different areas of our lives. However, tonight I want to talk to you about something that I found out that has also been impacting individuals in a negative way, that been impacting their mood and their behavior. And it's something that I want to talk to you about, something I want to shed light with you all about. Is something that I recognize in my own life, and I made some adjustments and made so much of a great adjustment that Pastor Stephen really encouraged me to talk to you all and to share with you all every Wednesday about this. And this thing that I found out, that I've discovered, that has had a negative impact on people's mood and behavior is not just COVID-19, but it's also this thing called clutter. That's right, clutter. Whether you know it or not, clutter has a way of negatively impacting people's behavior and also have a way of negatively impacting people's mood. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. And it's not going to be long, but I just want to kind of drop something in your ears and your heart tonight. And we're going to keep building on it every Wednesday. Now, most people, when they think of clutter, they think of just having a whole bunch of stuff. Just a lot of stuff, meaning, that's clutter. And I come to tell you that there's a different definition for the word clutter. And it means it's anything you're keeping around that's no longer adding value to your life. Clutter is anything that you're keeping around that no longer is adding value to your life. So for an example, I have these skinny jeans right here, because I've been going on this thing. I have decluttered my entire house within 30 days. And so now I have some things to show you from this. But again, the definition of clutter is anything that you're keeping around that's no longer added value to your house. So for an example, you ladies, you have some skinny jeans in your closet. I know you probably use them as a motivation, but it's really not motivation. It's really clutter, because they're no longer adding value to your life. You've been in this stay-at-home order. We all been under this quarantine, and so you've gained some weight, and you probably picked up some weight before this stay-at-home order was released. But anyway, at the end of the day, the skinny jeans, you can no longer wear them. And because you can no longer wear them, they're no longer adding value to your life. And so because of that, stop trying to use them as motivation. It's really cluttering your closet. I have these skinny jeans right here. Look, and they're brand new jeans I bought my sons. If you can wear a size 30 or 32, from Route 21, you can have them. But here's some skinny jeans when we was out decluttering their closet. Look, we're getting rid of some clothes, and we're not throwing away, because I'm going to talk about how there's 3 types of piles you want to have when you declutter. But we're giving these away because they no longer can serve them value. They can no longer fit them. They have grown taller than I can even imagine. I mean, Tony has really shot up there. But anyway, they can't wear them, so it's no longer needed for their life. It don't add value. So in other words, this is considered clutter. So ladies, those skinny jeans, those clothes in your closet that you keep holding on to, the reason why your closet probably a mess because you saying that you're using those clothes for motivation. It's really not for motivation. It's really clutter. But here's another example. Workout equipment. You men, you got those workout equipments at home. Listen, it's not adding value to your life. You haven't pumped iron in God knows when. Listen, it's nothing but clutter, because it's no longer adding value to your life. You're not working out. You're not doing anything. If you are working out, you're probably going to the gym more than you're working out at home. Probably not now. You're working out more at home. But at the end of the day, you have some workout equipment. Listen, it's just been sitting there months after months, years after years, and it's not motivating you. It's really nothing but clutter, because it's not adding any value to your life. You're still going ahead and you're reaching for the Ruffles, you're reaching for the Oreos, and you look at the workout equipment and it don't motivate you to do anything. So now it's time for you to get rid of it, because it's not an item that's motivating you. It's really nothing but, you got it. It's nothing but clutter. Here's something else that can be considered clutter. Yes, ladies, all those old wigs and weaves that you got at the bottom of your closet. Listen, you're not wearing them anymore. You can't wear them anymore. They're messed up. They're tore up from the floor up. I mean, look at this one. If y'all was to see me come to church in this, y'all probably would run. But this is nothing but clutter. Why? It can't add value to my life. It can't add value to my look anymore. I mean, if you look at it, it has like alopecia. I mean, it came out in the center of it, and it's nothing but clutter. Ladies, all those wigs, those weaves, all that extra hair, listen, get rid of that stuff. It's nothing but clutter. You don't realize it's causing you to have a bad attitude. It's causing your behavior to be negative. It's causing your emotions to be negative. So this is something else that I had to declutter from my house. And I know I'm not the only one. Some of y'all need to get rid of Sally, Sue, Mary, and all of those little wigs and weaves at the bottom of your closet, and get rid of, because it's not adding value. Look, it's done. It's over. Throw them away. Get rid of them. It's nothing but clutter. But here's something else I found. Cleaning out my spice rack. Listen, I found a whole bunch of spices in there. It no longer can add no value to our food because it expired. It was old. Ladies, how many spices do you have sitting in your closet that you know that's been in there for a long time that you need to get rid of? Yeah, I know that's trifling, and I was in the category of having a dirty spirit. But no more dirty spirit for me. You got to get rid of those old spices and stuff in your closet that's no longer add value. You don't even taste the same because it's old. You got to get rid of it because it's nothing but clutter. And so while I'm saying all that stuff to you guys, just to let you know that our houses are full of clutter, and you don't realize that clutter is one of the things that is having a negative impact in our lives and is causing our mood to be negative and also our emotions as well. Listen, a lot of Americans have clutter in their homes. A lot of Americans. As a matter of fact, check out these statistics that I found. They said that the average American home has about 300,000 items in it. 300,000 items in it. And that's just the average American home. They said 1 out of every 10 American home already is renting off-site storage to hold extra stuff that they can't hold at their own home. Here's another one. The average child under 10 have about 250 toys, but only play with 12 or less than that on a daily basis. So you have a child, and you guys probably know that's right. You have a child, they have all these toys, but they only play with one of them. And they play with that same one every day. Or look, I'm going to give you one better. You have teenagers now, grown teenagers in your house, and you still have their baby toys in your home. Listen, they no longer playing with that stuff. It's no longer adding value to your teenagers. Look, it's no longer adding value to you. It's considered clutter. You got to get rid of it. Here's another statistic. The average American has more TV sets than people, and they said the TV is left turned on for more than 8 hours a day. Check that out. Listen to that. The average American has more TV sets than people. When I thought about that, I went around and I started counting all the TV sets that we have in our house. Now, you know it's only 4 of us. Do you know we have 15 TV sets in our home? 15. 15 TV sets, and we use 11 of them. So that is pretty bad, but that's just not us. I know a lot of you guys is looking at us. You have more TV sets than you have people. And what is that? Listen, all of that stuff is really clutter. It's not adding value. It's really taken away from your family time. It's taken away from other stuff. Look, it's caused a negative impact on your mood, on your behavior, even on your family. You can watch so much TV that you're not even connecting to your family. Things can be going on in your family. You don't even realize could be going on with their kids, and you don't even realize because you're watching a lot of TV. That kind of stuff is nothing but clutter. Here's another statistic. American as a whole spends, listen to this, $1.2 trillion annually on non-essential items, meaning they spend money on things they don't even really need. $1.2 trillion on things that they don't really need. And that's most Americans. Isn't that something? So basically, what is that telling us? That's just proven to you and I is that most of our homes, or the average American home, have a lot of stuff in it. So in other words, the average American home have a lot of clutter in it. And here's the thing. This clutter is not just taking up space in our home, y'all. It's also taking up space in our minds. It's taking up space in our emotions. It's taking up space in our mental capacity. Listen, all of this clutter, they said, statistic has said, is robbing us of our peace. And so we got to do something about it. As a matter of fact, I found this statement. It was put out by CDC, the Center of Disease and Control. They put out a statement and said 80% of our stress and negative mood comes from our surroundings. 80%. That's pretty high, y'all. 80% of our stress and our negative moods is coming from our surroundings. Listen, your home should be a place of comfort. But how many know comfort and clutter cannot go together? And because they can't go together, that means it's time for us to do something about it. We got to do some corona cleaning. That's right. We got to do some corona cleaning, or we got to do some decluttering so we can get the peace back in our home, get the peace back in our lives, and we stop acting and behaving on a negative basis. Because you never realize that some of the negative behavior is coming from the clutter that's in our home. So why is it important to talk about this? Why are you bringing this up to us, Pastor? Why do we need to address this situation? We have a lot going on in this world. Why is this important? I'm glad you asked. Let me just share with you 3 reasons why it's important to talk about decluttering. The one reason why it's important to talk about decluttering is because one thing I found out is that clutter prevents you from recognizing the new thing that God wants you to have. Clutter is preventing you from recognizing some of the new things that God wants you to have. So in other words, there's some new things that can't come your way until you get rid of the old. You heard, out with the old, in with the new. Well, there's some new things that God is trying to put into your lap, trying to put into your life, trying to manifest in your life. But those things can't manifest until we get the clutter out of our way. And a good example of this, like I said, I've been decluttering our home, or I have decluttered our home last month. It took me 30 days, but I did the entire house. And I started with our kitchen. Now, here's the thing. One of the desires that I had, I always wanted to purchase an air fryer. But I didn't want to purchase an air fryer to put it on the countertop, because if you were like me, my countertop was filled with appliances. I had I had an indoor George Foreman grill and an outdoor George Foreman grill. I had a Keurig machine. I had a toaster. I had a can opener. I had so much stuff on there. It's probably stuff I'm forgetting, but my countertop was filled with appliances. So I didn't want to go out and purchase another appliance, an air fryer, until I decluttered my kitchen counter. And so the day that I decided to declutter that kitchen counter, and this is no lie, this is the honest to God truth, I got a text message from one of my spiritual daughters, say, "Hey mom, do you need an air fryer?" And of course I text back, "Yes, I sure do. I would love an air fryer." She said, "Because I want to purchase you an air fryer." Never told anyone, never said anything. This spiritual daughter didn't know nothing about it. I never had no conversation with her about an air fryer. But here's the thing. God knew that was a desire of my heart, but that new couldn't come until I got rid of the old, until I got rid of the clutter. And the moment I got rid of the clutter, look, that within a few days or a few weeks from there, the doorbell rang and my air fryer was out waiting for me to plug it up and for me to cook a nice meal for my family. So what am I saying? The clutter is preventing you from allowing new things to come into your life, allowing new things that you may want to come into your life. So that's one reason alone why you need to get rid of the clutter, because it's preventing some things from coming into your life. Here's the second reason. The second reason why it's important to talk about this is because clutter, I found out, can block your progress. Or another way to say it, clutter can block your success. And I found this out from Joyce Myers. I don't know how many of you guys love to listen to Joyce Myers and watch her on TV, but I love Joyce Myers. And I found out that Joyce Myers has said that God told her that he couldn't release her to minister to the world until she got victory over the clutter that was in her sink. Joyce Myers said that, every night when she would go to sleep, leaving the dishes cluttered in her sink. And she said God told her specifically that he could not release her to minister to the world until she ministered or get victory over the clutter that was in her sink. And she said the moment that she started taking care of the clutter in her sink, she said she would not go to bed unless she washed all the dishes, and not just washed them, y'all. Look, wash them and put them away. Not just wash them and left them in the dishwasher. Wash them and put them away. She said when she started to do that on a consistent basis, God saw her consistency. God saw that she was serious about it. God saw her working on decluttering her life, decluttering things that he started talking to her about. She said the moment she started doing that on a consistent basis, God released her to have a worldwide ministry. So what am I saying? It could be the clutter that you're looking at that can be preventing or blocking your success from showing up. It could be the clutter that's in your bedroom that could be blocking your promotion. It could be the clutter that's in the trunk of your car that could be stopping your promotion from coming to pass. So that's the second reason why it's important to talk about that. If you're like me, all of us, we want to be successful. All of us, we want to be all who God called us to be. But one of the things that could be blocking that is the clutter. The third reason why it's important to talk about this, and this is important, it's been said that our homes mirror our emotional state. Our home mirrors our emotional state. So when I say our home, look, and you may not realize it, your bedroom mirrors your emotional state. Your closet, it mirrors your emotional state. Look, the trunk of your car, no, forget about the trunk of your car, just inside your car. It mirrors your emotional state. So why do we need to talk about this? Because you need to realize your outer world, it really reflects your inner world. Your outer world really reflects your inner world. So for an example, if your house is a mess, perhaps you're a mess. If you find yourself always looking for items, if items are always lost, it could be you're lost. If you find your house out of control, out of order, perhaps you're out of control and you're out of order. What am I saying? Hear me now. Your outer world, it really does reflect your inner world. It reflects your inner state. Listen, when your surroundings are out of order, it will be hard for your mind, your heart to be at ease. When your surroundings are out of order, it's hard for your mind and your emotions to be at ease. And when I thought about that, it made me think about me just in my bedroom. For me, I cannot relax, or it is hard for me to relax and to be at ease or to be at peace in my bedroom when my bedroom is out of order. When my bedroom is out of order, when things are a mess, it's hard for me to relax. So one of the things I have to get up and do, I have to make sure that my bedroom is in order, that things are put back where they're supposed to be. There's nothing left on the floor. All of those things before I get into bed, because when my bedroom is not in order, when it's a mess, look, I find it's hard to sleep at night. It's hard to stay asleep. It's just hard to relax. And so because of that, I made it my point to really make sure that every night before I go to bed, that my bedroom is in order. Yeah, and you husbands, and if you don't want to make sure that any other house is in order, you want to make sure your bedroom is in order. Because, you want peace and relaxation in the bedroom. So anyway, I'm going to get off of that. But it's the truth. It's hard. When your surrounding is out of order, you're going to find it very hard to be in peace, and you're going to find it very hard to relax because things are out of order. I'm even like that in my office right now. I'm talking to you from my office. If you look behind me, of course I know that I'm going live, and so I'm going to get everything in order. But this was like that before I even went live. My office was like that, or is like that, and it remains like that whether I'm going live or not. Why? Because it is hard for me to concentrate. It's hard for me to relax. It's hard for me to even be in peace, even when my office area is out of order. So again, what am I saying? When your surroundings are not in order, when your surroundings are in disarray, listen, it has a way of negatively impacting your emotions. And here's the reason why: because it's constantly staring at you. It's constantly nagging at you. It's almost like the dishes in the sink. You can go upstairs and go to bed, but in the back of your mind, I really need to clear out that sink. Or like the clothes you left in the dryer. It's constantly nagging at you. And some of y'all probably said, Pastor, it don't nag me at all. I can function fine. But the real deal is you probably have been good at ignoring it. But none of us, we've been made in the image and the likeness of God. Everything that God does, everything that he makes it in order. We like for things to be in order. None of us like for things to be out of order. When things are out of order, it's a reflection that you're out of order, but that is not the normal way that God created you and I. So when things are not in order, it has a way of negatively impacting because it keeps staring at you, whether in your face or in the back of your mind. It's almost like that kid that's always tugging on your pants. Like they want some candy. They ain't gonna go away. Well, that's how clutter is. It keeps staring you at your face until you do something about it. And so we need to talk about this, because not only are we being impacted by what's going on in this world, we're also being impacted by what's going on in our homes, and we don't even realize that. So you guys got that? Now, I just want to bring this out to you guys. The way that you do anything is the way that you do everything. So that's why we need to talk about this, because the way that you do anything is the way that you do everything. And the Bible even talks about it. As a matter of fact, it talks about it in Luke chapter 16, verse 10. And I love it in the ICB version, meaning the International Children's Bible. It says, whoever can be trusted with small things can also be trusted with large things. But whoever is dishonest in little things will also be dishonest in large things. So what am I saying? Or what is the Bible saying? How you handle the small things is exactly how you will handle large things. How you handle small areas of your life will also depend on how you will handle large areas of your life. And so you really can't separate the two. They both go hand in hand. As a matter of fact, I found out that the military had honed in on this. And what do I mean by that? When a soldier enlisted to the military, they said before they trained them in combat, before they can train them into combat, they had to go through extensive training on making their beds. And I thought that was so interesting to me, because I said, why would they have to? You would think combat is more important than how their bed is made up. But the military has tapped into something that we need to tap into. And they tapped into this. They said if a soldier can have a high standard of making their bed, then they'll have a high standard of handling their rifle. And that was so profound to me because they understand, listen, a soldier's rifle not being in order can determine whether we achieve victory or defeat. And so that's important to them. They understand if they're going to be precise and have a high level of standard in making their bed, then they'll have that same high level standard of maintaining their rifle. So what am I saying? The same high level of standard you have in making your bed will be the same high level standard you'll have as being a manager or running your own business or being promoted to another level. See, God is looking at what you're doing on the smaller scale to determine can you handle it on the larger scale. And that's something we even trying to put into our sons. You know, both our sons, they play basketball and both of them want to go to college. D1 schools, they won scholarships, but we're telling them, listen, this home training we're doing at home, making your bed, clean up behind yourself. Look, those things, they speak volumes to people. As a matter of fact, I found that I have read this story. It talks about this young man. He was looking to purchase this house. When he showed up for the house, he said that he wanted to rent the home. When he showed up for it, the landlord came out, met him at the curb, and started asking him all these questions about his car. When did he get the car? How often he gets the car washed? And just all these questions about the car. So the man answered the question, and the lady proceeded to take him inside the house, showed them around the entire property, and then went to proceed and walk him to the door. Before he exited the lady's house, he said, "Hey, have you been receiving a lot of inquiries for your house?" And she said, "Yes, I have." She said, "But you're the only one that I'm considering renting my home to." And he said, "Why is that?" She said, "Because you're the only one that's willing to take care of your car." She said, if you'll take care of your car, I know you'll take care of my property. Again, what is that saying? The way you do anything is the way you do everything. She noticed if he was faithful, had that high standard where his car was concerned, he was going to have the same high standard where her house was concerned. And God is the same way with us. He said, if you believe in me for some greater things, he said, you got to look at what the little things that you're doing. Because those things matter. Those things really do count. And so with that being said, I just want to challenge you all this week because we're going to talk about clutter. I'm going to show you how to declutter, but we're going to deal with this because this thing really matters. It's really impacting us more than one way than you can even imagine. But here's the thing. That's not God's will for our lives. His will is that we receive his best. But I guarantee you, probably a lot of us, the clutter is blocking our success. The clutter is blocking our promotion. God is looking for us to maintain a high level of excellence within our homes, within our lives. We got to start decluttering some things because it's preventing God from bringing in the new things into our lives. It's preventing success and promotion from coming. It's causing us to be impacted in a negative way, and that is not God's will for our lives. And so, with that being said, I just want to close out because, like I said, I just want to just kind of lay the foundation a little bit tonight. But I want to close out with this scripture, Luke chapter 16, verse 10, and it's the Passion Translation. And we read it earlier because I need you to know you have to take care of what you have now before you can move on to greater things. You have to be willing to take care of what you have now before you move on to greater things. It's amazing how people are looking for these greater things, but they're not faithful over what they have now. And what do I mean by that? You know, be faithful with the little things. When you go grocery shopping, don't leave the cart on the side of the side of the curb or right at the next empty parking space. Take the cart back to the space where they're supposed to come out and retrieve all the carts, or take it back inside the grocery store or wherever you got it from. You know, that's being mindful and being careful over the small things. You know, when you go to the bathroom, you got a toilet paper. Don't leave the toilet paper on the floor. Put it on the roll. That's taking care of the smaller things. You know, when you see a piece of trash on the floor, whether you put it there or not, pick it up. Why? Because that's showing God that I can be faithful over the small things. See, you guys, you have no idea. God is looking to see, what are you doing in the small areas of your life? What are you doing with your small world? Your bedroom is your small world. Your kitchen is your small world. The trunk of your car is your small world. Your closet is your small world. And what you're doing in your small world will determine how you're going to act or behave, or what you're going to get in your larger world. And listen, God is not going to promote you. He's not going to increase you if you're not taking care of what you have right now. I cannot begin to tell you how things has been, different opportunities and doors have been opening during this pandemic ever since I decluttered my house. And it's amazing to me because no one is going out. No one is taking any engagements, but engagements are coming and people are calling me. People are reaching out to me. I have speaking engagements coming up when things open. And all I did was declutter my house. And what am I saying? I believe it opened the door, or it opened the way for promotion. It opened the way, it opened the door for greater things to show up and to come up in my life. And so I just want to close again with this. Luke chapter 16, verse 10. The Passion Translation said, the one who manages the little he has been given with faithfulness and integrity will be promoted and trusted with greater responsibilities. The one who managed the little he has been given with faithfulness and integrity will be promoted and trusted with greater responsibilities. But those who cheat with the little that they have been given will not be considered trustworthy, nor will you receive more. God is saying, listen, if you're going to be sloppy, if you're going to be messy, look, if you're going to have a filthy spirit, a dirty spirit, God said, I can't trust you with more. What you're doing over the little is determining to me what you'll do over much. And God is not willing to put greater things in your hand until you can prove to him you can handle the little that you have. And so with that being said, you got to know this. It's all about being prepared for something greater. It's all about being prepared for something greater. You want greater, don't you? Well, then you're going to have to start taking care of what you have. That means you got to start decluttering some things. Greater can't come until the old stuff get out the way. And keep the old stuff out the way. Don't declutter and then go back to stuff being cluttered again. And remember, what is clutter? Anything that no longer have any value to your life. And you know what those things are. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about this thing called decluttering. We're going to declutter our homes. We're going to declutter our lives. Look, so number one, promotion and success can make its way into our lives. Number two, we can receive all the things that God has for us. But then number three, we'll be so much happier as a result of it. We'll be so much peace. Our mental capacity will be so much better because we don't have that clutter, that chaos, things out of order staring in our face. And so my challenge for you guys tonight, and it's for the next 7 days, is I want you for the next 7 days to make your bed. For the next 7 days, I want you to make your bed. I couldn't have found out this. If you can't get victory over your bed, you're not going to get victory over no enemy. If you can't get victory over just making your bed, you ain't gonna get no victory over no enemy. So listen, show God you can be trusted with more over the next 7 days. I don't care if you plan to get back in the bed. When you get out the bed for the next 7 days, I want you to be committed to making your bed. Now, I'm not just talking about all the adults, y'all kids, you children, your teenagers, y'all young people, make them make their bed. Look, you're training them for promotion. You're training them for success. You're training them for greatness. If they can make their bed, they'll probably wind up handling their finances better. They'll handle their life better. They'll handle their bodies better. But let's start on a smaller scale. For the next 7 days, what you're going to do? That's right. You're going to make your bed. And so I pray you guys, this word bless you guys. Just something simple to the point, but I believe it's so profound. And it's one of the things that's blocking us from receiving God's best in our lives. And so I really had a good time talking to you all, hanging out with you all tonight. I really enjoyed this. So I'm looking forward to coming back with you all next week because we're going to unpack this and learn how to declutter so that we can prove to God that we can be trusted with more. So Father, we thank you for an opportunity again to sit around your word. We thank you for the word that you've given to us that challenged us to be better. Father, I thank you as we work on decluttering our lives, that you will cause your peace to overflood our lives like never before. Father, help us to be faithful over the small things so that you can cause us to walk into greater things. Father, we know this is your will for our lives. We know this is your desire for our lives. Father, doing this will help us to become a better version of who we are. So Father, I release the grace of the Almighty God upon these your people. And I declare that they will be faithful and they will be committed to do those things that they learned tonight. They won't just be hearers of this word, but they will be doers. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. Well, at this time, you guys, we're going to go ahead and prepare ourselves to give. So you can go ahead. You can give 3 ways. Again, you can mail in your offering, 1124 South Street, 191464. And then you also can give, there's a link in the feed. You can also give that way. And then also you can give by our website, www.hgim.org. So there are three ways that you can give. And so while you guys are preparing to give out, I heard a story last week. I thought it was so good. I was actually talking to my sister, and she said that her and my nephew, they actually go out and they now take the bread that they don't eat and they go feed the birds with it. And I thought that was so cool. She said while they were out there doing it, she said she heard the Lord speak to her and said, you know, just like I'm using you, I touched your heart to bring their supply. He said, I have somebody else's heart that I'm touching to bring your supply. Just like I'm using you to take care of the birds, he said, I'm touching other people's lives. I'm using them and they're going to bless your life as well. So what am I saying? Stop worrying about what you're going to eat, what you're going to drink, how you're going to pay this bill, how you're going to do that. Listen, the Bible says just seek first his kingdom. Because just like my sister, God touched my sister to take care of the birds who don't toil, who don't do anything, but they know this one thing God will provide. Just like God touched her heart, God has people out there that he's touching their heart to meet your need. So stop worrying about it. Stop being concerned about it. God has your provision. As a matter of fact, the Bible says, my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches and glory by Christ Jesus. And not only that, look, you're worth more. You're more valuable than the birds. If God can take care of the birds, sure enough, he can take care of you. So don't fret about giving. Take this opportunity. So give. You know that when you give, God said, I'm going to make sure this is going to be given back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and run it over. And check this out. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to touch men's heart. And they're going to give into your bosom. You'll never be without. Say, I'll never be without. You'll never be without. And so, Father, we thank you for an opportunity to sow and to sow seeds into your kingdom. And I declare that as we give, yes, God, that you would do exactly what you said. You will cause it to be given back unto us. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, runneth over. You say you will cause men to give into our bosom. So we believe that we receive it. So we speak to our seed and we command it to go, to grow, and to multiply 1,000-fold in Jesus' name. Amen.